I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
The vision of Doral Academy Charter Middle High School is to set the standard for outstanding student achievement while providing a safe and nurturing academic environment.
Rise and shine, Firebirds. I'm Marcelo Villarojito.
And I'm Taylor Bland. Today is Friday, February 28th, and welcome to the 21st edition of our weekly show, The Rise.
Since tomorrow is a leap day, let's make sure to use this extra day of the year to our advantage.
That's right, and coming up on today's show, we'll take a look at how construction affects Miami Springs residents,
some different ways that we can get involved in the school,
your weekend weather forecast,
this week's sports report,
and last but not least, your weekly announcements. All this and more
coming up on this edition of The Rise.
In national news, on Wednesday, Milwaukee faced one of the worst shootings in Wisconsin history after a man went on a gun rampage in the Molson Coors complex.
There have been 6 deaths reported, and shortly after, the gunman was also pronounced dead. Molson Coors have spoken out about the tragedy, claiming that they will heavily focus on their employees' safety in these upcoming weeks. In local news, FIU has canceled some of their study abroad programs due to fear of the coronavirus.
After several outbreaks around Asia and Europe, they have suspended their spring abroad programs in Italy, Asia, Singapore, and South Korea. They are also asking students and administrators that are already there to return immediately.
As the university is taking a great amount of caution against the virus, they are also advising people that have recently traveled to these countries to stay at home and avoid contact with others for the 14 days. A huge part of Miami is the amount of construction that's always going on, and recently Miami Springs has become no exception.
With the city working to improve its look and become more modern, many residents have mixed feelings of the effect it has on the community.
Here's Sofia Castro with a story on how the changes affect the town's residents.
Miami Springs is typically known as a quiet, family-friendly residential area, but recent construction plans have affected the community in different ways.
Change is good. We hear a lot of things about the construction being built along the likes of City Place, Doral, so maybe 50-50 use with residents and movie theaters, some restaurants. That could be really exciting and bring a lot of traffic from the surrounding cities.
Since it was established in 1926, the city of Miami Springs has maintained its historical presence. From family businesses to well-known restaurants, the people here have come to appreciate everything their town has to offer.
I kind of have mixed feelings about the construction going on in Springs. I think that it's going to have an impact on our future. Economically, I think that it might be better for Springs, but I do think that it was sad to see some of the restaurants that were there have to move from places that they've been established in for so long.
My thoughts on the construction of the Circle. There's 2 issues. Number one is the new apartment complex that they're building where the Circle Theater used to be. It's a waste of time. It's going to cause more traffic and bring more people into the Miami Springs area. We don't need it. The second is them wanting to do away with the Circle itself. And again, trying to take all of these streets down to 2 streets is going to be a traffic nightmare.
I think what's really good about the construction is that from the ground up, we can stimulate the local economy, build businesses, and keep Miami Springs beautiful and make it even more beautiful than it really is.
Although the people of Miami Springs have conflicting opinions about the work being done, they hope that the community continues to thrive from the ground up. Signing off from Firebird TV, I'm Sofia Castro reporting.
Here in Doral Academy, school spirit is very important among our students, and being a part of a club or going to a sports game are some of the best ways to show our pride.
Here's Alyssa Zabala with some ways to be more involved in our school's activities.
Throughout our time in school, we tend to hear the phrase, get involved. For most of us, this appears to be really difficult. We have a lot of homework, club sports, or volunteering. However, getting involved in the school can be very beneficial for students, both to help with college applications as well as to help students meet new friends and just try new things. One of the best ways to get involved is through clubs. With over 35 clubs at school, there's something for everybody. Clubs help you meet people with similar interests, from slam poetry to math club. In addition to forming friendships, certain volunteer-based programs like Key Club and National Honor Society coordinate events to help their members reach out to the community. Even if you're not a member, going into the events hosted by our school clubs like TEDx next Friday or Art Revolution Expo next Thursday can introduce you to new friends and maybe even open your mind up to joining next year. We certainly stay on our A game for sports here at Doral, which sometimes makes it difficult to make it onto a team. Regardless of whether you're on a team, a great way to stay involved is to come watch games. You can connect to our school and show your pride by supporting our players. Whether you come with friends or to see a friend play, games are a great way to make new memories while staying involved in the school. With all that Doral has to offer, there's a way for every Firebird across all grades to get involved during their years here while staying true to their own interests and values. Signing off for Firebird TV, I'm Melissa Zavala, reporting.
After a few hot days here in Miami, we're looking forward to a relatively cool weekend.
Here's Maria Gonzalez with your weekly weather forecast.
Good morning, Firebirds. I'm Maria Gonzalez here to give you this weekend's rising weather forecast. This weekend we'll be experiencing a cold front starting today with a high of 69 and a low of 51. On Saturday we'll be back to our sunny days and a rising temperature with a high of 71 and a low of 51. Leading into Sunday with a high of 73 and a low of 64, giving you the perfect weather to start off the month of March. That's all for this weekend's weather forecast. I'm Maria Gonzalez, now back to your anchors.
Our sports teams keep consistently hitting it out of the park, making us Firebirds very proud.
Here's Adriana Barrios with your weekly sports report.
Good morning, Firebirds. I'm Adriana Barrios here with this week's sports report. Our baseball team has had a good week, beating Cardinal Gibbons by the score of 5-4 and beating South Miami later in the week 11-0. Our varsity softball team had a great first home game, beating Archbishop McCarthy 18-3. Congrats to both our boys and girls tennis teams who beat Miami Country Dade. The girls won their games 6-1 and the boys 7-0. That's all for this week's sports report. Now back to your anchors.
As we're nearing the end of the month, it's important to stay on task with the upcoming events in the next few weeks.
That's right, and to make sure you're up to date with all of your activities, here are the announcements for this week.
Today, Doral will be selling Chick-fil-A sandwiches for $5 at the Firebird Bistro. Make sure you get yours before they run out.
Today we will have our middle school film festival at 7 p.m. in the auditorium. Make sure to come out and support our fellow Firebirds.
NAHS Art Rev tickets are now available for purchase on the Doral NAHS Instagram bio. Make sure to get yours for a starry night in the arts on March 5th.
TEDx is having their annual showcase on March 6th in the Doral Hall Auditorium. Remember to buy your tickets to show your support. That's all for this edition of The Rise. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social media at Firebird TV.
Happy Friday, and from all of us here at Firebird TV, we hope everyone has an amazing weekend.